Hello, this video is sponsored by BritBox, the premier streaming service for Britain's most beloved TV shows. Back in December, I became a citizen of the United States. At the time, it felt like the natural next step. I'd lived here 15 years, forged a career as a YouTube sensation, and generally everything pointed to me becoming American. It's just that there's one thing that they didn't tell me. When you become American, you become American. For example, now I'm genuinely thinking about getting my own Adirondack chair set. I'm addicted to Baconators. And then there's this, the clutter. And I know that probably sounds odd because American towns are often quite tidy. The same is even true of the houses that adorn them, right down to their living rooms, which are only ever compromised by the presence of dogs, children, and Chainsawed Jim. But don't let that trick you into thinking Americans don't have clutter, because they do. I even did a video about it, which if you stay until the end, I'll point you to. It's just that it usually gets hidden in one of two places, the basement or the garage. Well, just 10 months into my citizenship and my basement is already in such a state that I'm not emotionally ready to make that video. And now my garage, like so many in the Midwest, looks like it was directed by Michael Bay. And so now that summer has officially come to a close in the Northern Hemisphere, it's time to prepare all of this for the winter by clearing out all of the and given its previous occupation by squirrels, I could mean that literally. And so before I get underway, two things. If you're the sort of person who likes to watch a clueless Englishman navigate American life and you haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, do that now. And number two, I know what you're thinking. Ooh, Lawrence, isn't it too warm out to be doing this in a jacket? And the answer to that is obviously yes. And you can get your t-shirt at Pondland by clicking the link in the description. Anyway, without further ado, let's clean my garage. It'll just be me, you won't be helping in the least. Now, 74 years ago, at the beginning of 2023, you may remember that I found these old sleds, or sledges as we call them in Britain, up in the rafters and left here by the previous occupants of the house. Well, since that very video, they've been sitting on the floor gathering dust and spider webs. And so before I decide on a place to put them, I have to do something that I swore I'd never do: cleaning. And you might be thinking, Lawrence, is it even worth cleaning them now? You're not going to use them till the winter. And you're right, I am full of stupid ideas. Now at this point, I've only cleaned half a sled, which raises the acute possibility that half of this video will be devoted to cleaning. And knowing that some of you would pay good money to watch me do that, this video is now behind a paywall. Can't we? Oh, right, this video is not behind a paywall. You get to watch me do this for free. Consider that. You have it so good. Now, of course, I've got to do the top of it so that when this is taken to the hills by either my niece or my dog, they don't get dust all over their arse. Recycling of boxes. I was going to leave that until last, but I've received word in the last few minutes that for the next few hours there's going to be rainfall out here. And you might be thinking, Lawrence, you're inside a garage. What does that matter? Well, taking care of the recycling involves me leaving the garage and going to the trash cans, and I don't want to get my microphone wet. Plus, I'm delicate. And just as I started cutting these things up, the rain decided to get heavy. So here's hoping we don't get flooded out like I have done in this garage in the past. And at this point, I've just realised that my plan to get the recycling out of the way before the rain comes, only to do it anyway once the rain did hit, is absolutely stupid. But at least I washed off some of the spiders, because this is America after all. I don't know why, but they like getting on gates. Anyway, at this point, I figured I'd dry off a bit, have a little bit of lunch and watch some comedy. And as somebody who the Quincy Gazette once described as the 57th funniest British person living in America to have a YouTube channel in 2023, I know my way around the corridors of humour. Hardly surprising, since I grew up around British shows like Blackadder, Absolutely Fabulous, and The Office, the UK version. All of these, along with my personal favourite, This Time with Alan Partridge, are available on BritBox. In fact, BritBox's comedy lineup is a good mixture of old and new, with Season 8 of Inside Number 9 recently added to the catalogue. In addition to this, you can stream your other favourite British shows via your smartphone, tablet, desktop, Chromecast, Apple TV or Roku device, as well as LG and Samsung smart TVs. Head to britbox.com/lostinthepond and use the promo code LOSTINTHEPOND when signing up for a monthly subscription, and you'll get 50% off your first month. The link is also in my description below. Now, at this point in the video, you might be thinking, Lawrence, how did you allow your garage to get completely full of clutter? And the truth is, I didn't. Half of it is clear, and that's because we have a car. And I thought if I just dump all of the stuff on one side of it, we'll still be able to park. That said, how did I allow the other half to get in such a state? Well, don't blame me, I had good intentions. I thought everything would be like a palace within 3 months of moving in, and then we got a dog. And the dog, as adorable as he is, needs parenting, apparently. I thought you just stuck them in a room and let them play with toys. So the garage, not to mention the basement, completely and utterly a little bit got away from me. So while he's in the living room tearing the cushions to pieces, I figured now would be a good time to rectify at least part of that. Now then, you might remember this table from when I unboxed my lawnmower several months ago. Well, since then, it became a kind of storage facility for stuff, including a box of tools, which go over here when I'm not just dropping them on the floor. You've got a set of plates that goes with our camping stuff, which is somewhere. And the rest of it looks like it belongs to the bicycles, so I'm going to take these over to that and we'll deal with them in their own time. In the meantime, the cleaning fetishists among you will love this bit entirely. Well, I found the camping stuff. Now I've just got to figure out a good place to put it because, you know, I might need it soon. Now that it's officially fall, it's time for me to stick the gardening stuff up away so that we can access it next year. Of course, I don't want to fall myself because there's a table right there and I don't want to end up like Bubba Ray Dudley. Also, I've just realised I didn't clean off those planks. Don't tell anyone. Also, if you want evidence that I had good intentions after moving into this house, I just found a mitre saw that we purchased 7 months ago. But now it's nearly winter. What am I going to make? What? My own Adirondack chairs? Oh, yes. What a great idea. Let's put that in the calendar for next year. Well, as you can see, we are getting closer. Or I should say, I am getting closer because you've done absolutely nothing. Thank you, though, for the moral support. But there are still some odds and ends to take care of. Plus, I shoved my bicycles onto this side of the garage and I'm now starting to regret it. This is the bicycle mount that we stick on the back of our car. It's covered in cobwebs and dust, and I'm not going to use a wet wipe on that. Instead, gosh, that feels good. There. And just like that, it's done. Except for the sweeping. All right, do I have to do it? Can you do it? You do it. I'll do it. And now the garage is so clean that we can fit 1.5 cars in it. I don't mind the wires there, I'll move those after filming's done, and the boxes. That was just additional recycling that I discovered. Just put them in the alley, keep it hush hush. Well, that was a lot of fun for you at home, and if you like watching me clean out things, then I will be doing my basement soon, and that's my dog. He's turned up right at the end of the video. He knows I'm in the garage, and he's decided to chat. I'm also going to do a video soon about Arthur, just to give you an update on where he is in life. It's my puppy. What do you think of this newly organised garage? Don't go near that. That's a dirt pile that I have to throw away. But for now, that's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever cleaned a garage. I'm Lawrence Brown. You can follow me on Twitter and/or Threads, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that I don't have to. Next, you're going to watch this video that I did earlier in the year from my garage, and if you would like to become a ponderer of Lost in the Pond and support everything I do and gain access to my secret weekly live stream as well as my secret video series, Diary of a YouTube Sensation, you can do so today by going to patreon.com/lostinthepond or by clicking the join button below. Until the next video, goodbye.